Rightio. Back again. We're going to break down the UFC Fight Night. Usman versus. I am blanking. Why am I blanking on a fucking name? I should. Buckley. Kamaru Usman versus Buckley. That's actually a pretty good Fight Night card. There's actually a lot of really good fucking fights on this that I'm keen to fucking watch. Um, Quick little recap of last weekend's like the pay per view. Pretty fucking good pay per view. A raid. Obviously, O'Malley gets fucking tapped by Marab. I didn't really see that coming. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, let's be honest, Marab's not a finisher. Yeah, like, just I guess it's just him. I don't even like. There's no breakdown really there, but overall, it's a pretty good fight card. But starting here with Jamie Lynn Jamie Lynn Horth versus Vanessa Demopoulos. Um, this one's pretty straightforward for me. I feel um, like similar age, the height difference is key. Height difference. Um, she's just bigger, right? Same age but bigger. Has a reach advantage. And I think she's going to be able to just like pin her up against the cage, take her down, and I don't see a finish. Probably more than likely a decision. I'd say Lynn Horse is going to get a free win here, and it's like Demopoulos is just not that good. Like she's 11-7. Like that's really speaks for itself. Um, this is out of order. I just noticed. Oh no, it's in order. Fair enough. Um, so that's basically all I have to say about that. Now, moving on to Phil Rowe versus Ange fucking Lusa. This is a nice little fucking matchup right here. I didn't actually know Phil was 34. To be fair, he's getting on in his career. Like, we might not see him around much longer. Big long welterweight. Um, has a he has like the ability to like have a good jab. Like you hear me talk about fucking jabs a lot because it's like one of the most important fucking things to have, in my opinion. Like if you don't have a fucking jab and a fucking calf kick, then it's like what are we fucking doing? Like that's like the beginning of like your fucking fundamentals in MMA. Sorry, just sipping on Pepsi. Little Pepsi Max, the greatest drink of all time. I've fucking coming off fucking losing on fucking Marvel. I was ranked. I'm honestly surprised I'm not fucking freaking out more right now. But as I was saying, Phil Rowe versus Angelusa, I'm thinking like I'm gonna take Phil Rowe here. Now, like they're not like the really only discrepancies are physical. It's very similar to this, except he's just not as bad, like in regard as to her. Um, but it's a similar sort of thing. I think it's just he's going to use his length a lot, and I like if anyone's to get a takedown, right, it's probably going to be looser in this fight. But I have a feeling if like they get into any scramble positions or anything like that, um, that Phil Rowe can sort of maybe like get a sneaky sub on him or like set a triangle up or like get those long arms in for some sort of a sub. Um, like Phil Rowe, like you've seen him do a lot of grappling events lately. Like you've seen him do a lot of grappling events. Obviously, he had like the fucking thing with what's his name, Craig Jones. But he's had like a bunch of other grappling matches. So I think he's like really working on that sort of part of his game. Which, look, I don't think that's like what his issue is. I think he needs to like. I want to see him come out and outstrike Lusa. That's what I would personally like to see. Because I think Figueroa's a great fighter, personally. Like, he has a fucking perfect build right now for the welterweight division. There's a lot of really long guys in that division. And just having this frame, like, gives you, like, the ability to match up with these guys well. Like, these sort of stockier guys are starting to, like, you're starting to see less of them in the welterweight division. You're starting to see stocky guys are, like, a lot less just through all divisions besides, like, the lower class ones, lower weight class ones. And it's just like the reach, like having a long reach, like Kamaru Usman, for example. Like we're skipping ahead, but like Kamaru Usman has a fucking long ass reach, bro. Like and same with it. See, he's shorter, but like for welterweight, he's not that short. Obviously, he's shorter, but like the reach, it's just the reach is fucking. It comes in like once you the higher you get, and the more evenly like skill matchup, things like the reach, they just become super important in my opinion. But I think that we're going to see Phil Rowe. I'm thinking sub. I really am. So Phil Rowe by sub is what I'm calling here. Now moving on to Ricky Simon versus Cameron Smotherman. I think this is a straightforward matchup. This should just be a layup for Ricky Simon. Ricky Simon's a pretty solid fighter. He's getting a bit up there in age. This guy's just not that great, to be honest. Like, he's 12-5. That's a solid record, but he's just... I've looked at everything on there. Like, if, for example, you look at his record here, like, obviously, he beat Jake Hadley, which you would think is good. Like, I used to think Jake was going to be a pretty good fighter in the UFC. Turns out he's kind of just not. He's just not big enough for the, like, he's just like he can fight 125 and he's okay at 125, but still 135. It's just not big enough of a dude. But yeah, this is just straightforward personally for me. I think Ricky Simon's probably just going to win by like decision, maybe KO, maybe because like he does have power. But yeah, I think he's probably just decision. Like, he'll probably wrestle him. As you can see, this guy fucking has 5 takedown average attempts. What is his takedown accuracy? 44%'s kind of not great, but to be fair, he probably shoots a fuckload of takedowns. Now, moving on to Cody Durden versus Jose. Wait, that's not what I fucking wanted to click. I'm clicking the wrong shit right now. I'm fucking spurging out. Sick, dude. Yeah, this one. Okay. Cody Durden versus Jose Ocha. Probably mispronouncing that as fucking usual. But this is an interesting matchup. Like, I want to take the underdog here. I mean, if you were betting, this is a good little fucking underdog bet. Like, Cody Durden's a good fighter, and he's like a veteran in the game, right? Like, he's been in the UFC quite a while. Like, that's like, for your average UFC fighter, this is a lot of UFC fights. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of guys only last 4, 5, 6 fights maybe in the UFC, and they get cut because they go like fucking 2-4 or whatever. Or guys just go 0-4 and get cut, or fucking 0-3 and get cut. Like, it's like, you do sometimes see guys who's like, what the fuck, how are you in the UFC still? Has a win over Matt Schnell. Who the fuck doesn't at this fucking weight class? He lost to Joshua Van. Now, that's not like a bad thing. Joshua Van is literally the best prospect. Look at this month. It's 165-70. It's ridiculous. He beat the fuck out of him. Joshua Van's fucking... I cannot... Like, he's probably my favourite flyweight at the moment. Him, and obviously, like, the Aussie guys, because I'm fucking biased. But, like, Bruno Silva's not like the worst fucking loss in the world. Tagir's not a bad loss. He beat Jake Hadley once again. You know what I'm saying? A win over Charles Johnson's a pretty solid win. You know what I mean? Like, but he doesn't get finishes a lot. You know what I mean? Like, there's a guillotine here, but it was Matt Schnell, so it's like I don't really even count that as a finish. That's just like a fucking... You know what I mean? But it's like... Has, yeah, literally essentially one finish in the UFC, and he's had a lot of fights. Whereas this kid coming in, I think he might be like a nice little addition to the flyweight thing. Now, because I watched this fight live. Kavanagh seems to be quite a good fucking fighter. Very close fight though, like, and he took Kavanagh down. It was a very close fight, and he made it a good fight between these two. So I think these guys are going to prove to be a solid prospect in the division, personally. And I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Ocho get a finish here. Honestly, I don't know what, like, sub or KO, but I really wouldn't be surprised if you see a finish. Like, obviously the age thing, like 34, he's starting to hit that age at this weight too, where they just sort of drop off. But yeah, we'll see. But I think Jose is going to win this probably by finish. Moving on to Malcolm Wellmaker versus Chris Moutinho. Now, obviously, we've seen heaps of shit about Chris Moutinho. Obviously, like, the famous fucking stepping in on short notice against Sean O'Malley. This is a fucking horrific matchup. to be fair. Chris went on to the fucking regional scene after they went 0-2 in the UFC. He did obviously had that short notice fight against fucking thing. Showed a lot of heart in that fight against against a Sean O'Malley who became champion later on. Like not that many fights later. Showed a lot of toughness, and then his next fight also showed a lot of toughness. They just called the fight earlier for it was pretty reasonable. Like he was getting the shit beaten out of him. But he's gone down in the regional scene and he's rattled off 5 straight finishes in the regional scene. Now it's like, who is he versing? You know what I'm saying? Like, probably not a lot of fucking, like, elite guys, more than likely. But still, 5 straight finishes is nothing to slouch, about, you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty fucking good. Like, even in the regional scene. Like, a lot of them guys, a lot of them don't think they're making it to the UFC, and you have your guys who just fight because they need to fight, right? And then, or they're trying to make some money on the side of their normal lives and stuff like that. And then you have the guys trying to make the UFC. And I think Chris Moutinho is one of them guys who's he wants to get into the UFC. He's never going to be a champion, you know what I mean? Whereas when you lean over to Malcolm, it's like, this guy, 31, obviously he's a bit old for a prospect, but, this guy could become a champion one day. He's got that sort of pedigree. 9-0 is, a very, that's what you see a lot of, the elite guys start off their careers. They win, their first 15 in a row or whatever. And he has finishing ability. I just don't know if Chris, obviously he's a major underdog. Now, if I was chucking a little sneaky bet on, I would definitely bet on Chris. I think people are sleeping on him, and I think he's definitely improved because he got a good fucking paycheck, right, for that Sean O'Malley fight. And I think that allowed him to then, he probably doesn't have a job now. He's fucking actually fully focusing on fighting. And as he rattled off 5 straight finishes in the regional scene. So I think that's a good sign that he's used that money to be able to just live the fighter's lifestyle, not have to worry about having a job and shit on the side. But Malcolm Wellmaker's more than likely probably just going to get a knockout finish here. Let's be fucking honest. It's not really it honestly may not even be very fucking close. But I'm rooting for Chris Moutinho, a lot of people probably are. It's just, it's a steep hill. It's a fucking dog shit matchup, just off rip. To fucking, sorry, I had something in my fucking eye. It's just, it's fucked up to, match him up with, this good of a prospect. But, hey, you never know. But probably Malcolm will make it by KO here, more than likely. Now, moving on to Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee. This is, this is, I like the matchup because it's 2 unks, right? We've got 2 old fucks fighting each other. This, the pedigree of them, I would say Chiesa's just, the better fighter. You know what I mean? If you look at both of their careers sort of thing. Chiesa's probably fought better competition. He's put up better fights against better competition. Now, he's not don't get me wrong, he's not a fucking world beater or anything, but Court McGee's just sort of that fucking, just guy that's stuck it out in the UFC. If you look at both their careers, they've had long look how many his first fight in the UFC was in 2010. These guys are old as shit, brother, and they've been in the UFC. He survived multiple 3-loss streaks in the UFC, and he's very inconsistent. Goes on a 3-win streak, 2-loss streak, and he's a good win. He's a grappler, so I reckon the grappling in this fight would be very interesting, personally. But if you look, it's any sort of time he sort of versus guys who go on to become pretty good top level fighters or top 15 guys, he basically just gets his ass beat by them. You've seen a lot of names here that a loss to Alex Morono's Morono is a surprisingly good fighter. He's no world beater either, but he's surprisingly good. Like, I watched this fight. This was fucking, like, just some of the shittest UFC fights you're ever going to fucking see, personally. In my opinion, I know it's a finish, but, you know, if you look at Chiesa's record, like, a win over Max Griffin is a good win, right? It's a good win. He obviously beat Tony Ferguson. Was that hard to watch? Yes. Was it surprising? Not really. But loses to Kevin Holland. Now, like, Kevin Holland can beat anyone on any day, but he can also lose to anyone on any day. Like, it's just one of those fucking things. Like, Sean Brady, obviously, Vicente Luque, he's fucking susceptible to that fucking Darce choke, isn't he? But, like, look, has a win over Neil Magny. That's, like, not the worst fucking win in the world. Like, you know what I mean? A win over Rafael dos Anjos. Someone who does not get enough fucking credit in this world is Rafael dos Anjos. Just look at this guy's fucking record, right? Look at the fucking names he has on his record. Like, I mean, he lost to Jeremy Stevens in his first UFC fight in 2008. Like, that's fucking insane. But just look. Once you get up here a little bit, you start to see a lot of fucking names. Like, went over Donald Cerrone. He lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov fucking in 2014. Win over Benson Henderson, win over Nate Diaz, win over Anthony Pettis, win over Donald Cerrone again. Lost Eddie Alvarez, obviously famous fight. Lost to Tony Ferguson. Neil Magny, Robbie Lawler, Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman, Kevin Lee, Leon Edwards, Michael Chiesa, Paul Felder, Renato Moicano, Rafael Fierz, Ryan Barbriana, you know what I'm saying, fuck's sakes, Vicente Luque, Gamrot, Jeff Neal. Like, that's an insane resume. Like, this is going to happen a lot of times in these videos. I'm just going to go down a fucking rabbit hole looking at fucking records and shit. But that's this is, like, in my opinion, one of the most stacked fucking lists of, like, people who they've fought. He's only fought since fucking, what are we looking at here? Since, I mean, these guys, I'm sure, like, I don't know a lot of the names because I was a fucking kid in 2013, you know what I mean? But fuck me dead. Since 2013, he probably hasn't fought a guy that hasn't been, like, a ranked opponent. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking ridiculous. But yeah, like he has good wins, and I think he's a better pedigree of fighter, Michael Chiesa. And maybe sub. I could see this being like a decision. It's going to be like a weird fucking fight. A lot of like interesting grappling going on. Probably decision, more than likely. Now, moving on to Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. I fuck with Bellato. He's a good fighter, powerful, strong. In his last fight, he fought, who was it? Jimmy Crute. Interesting fight. I thought Jimmy Crute won this fight. Personally, I watched it. Obviously, biased because he's Australian, but I also fuck with Jimmy Crute a lot. And like Jimmy Crute, like he's had a rough go of things in my opinion. He's had a lot of these fucking like draws and like weird fucking fights and whatever. I think Jimmy Crute won this fight, but like Rodolfo like is a good fucking fighter. Now, losing to Vitor Petrino is a bad loss because I don't really think Vitor's that good, but it was on Dana White's Contender Series. KO'd a guy, next fight, KO'd Ihor Pottiera. It's a good win. Jimmy Crute draws not the worst thing. If you watch that fight too, there's a lot of heart there. Now, the thing is, Paul Craig obviously is a phenomenal jiu-jitsu athlete. Like in the UFC, one of like if you look at his guard, obviously, like you can fucking talk for days about his fucking guard. But I think age will play a factor in this. Paul Craig's been getting clipped a lot recently. Like he's 17-9. It's like not the worst fucking record ever. Like, but it's not great. And if you look, it's like unanimous decision of Bo Nickel. Obviously, we now know Bo Nickel's sort of not as good as we thought he was. Like, he could still become a champion. Bo Nickel's young, so on and so forth. I don't think he got fraud checked. I think he just fought a guy who's just way more experienced and like, used to high-level competition. Like, and I mean high-level competition in the MMA sense. and just is more experienced, like a world champion and more experienced. Um, yeah, loses that, got carried by Brello, Brello, whatever the fuck. I mean, it's not a bad loss because he's obviously really good. I mean, I I fucking have a gripe with him. Just when I watch him fight, this just seems like there's something off with, and I don't think he's going to be a champion personally. That's just my opinion. But um, losing to Brendan Allen in this fight, he shouldn't have. Personally, Paul Craig easily could have won this fight. If you watch that fight, you know what I'm saying. I know it looks this way, but it's just brain dead decision making. This was a good win. He KO'd fucking Andre Muniz. Did not see that one coming. It was hilarious when it happened. Made no fucking sense. Getting KO'd by Johnny Walker's like Johnny Walker's big as shit. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that he survived 3 rounds with Ozdemir, who beats like I'm pretty sure Ozdemir KO'd Johnny Walker. Am I mistaken? Yeah, KO'd Johnny Walker. So it's just interesting how that works out. But if you look at his win, like obviously Jamal Hill, like you know what I'm saying. And it was, we know how that went, obviously, but like, and he's beat multiple champions. It's like fucking weird. He has like the weirdest fucking like, he lost to Jimmy Crew. I'm pretty sure he got sub. Yeah, Kimura. That's right. Yeah, like he just has these weird losses that he like shouldn't lose. But I mean, to be fair, if you look at his fucking list for Paul Craig, to be fair, Bo Nickel, Borrelio, Brendan Allen, Muniz, Johnny Walker, Ozdemir, Krylov, Jamal Hill, Marcio Rua. I'm not gonna lie, it's not really a name, but had a draw with Rua, Alonzo Manifield, Kennedy, Jimmy Crute, Magomed, Ankalaev, Roundtree, Tyson Pedro. There's a lot of fucking like names, well-known names there. But yeah, I don't know. Let me just make sure my mic is working because I haven't heard the thing go off yet. And I should probably just make sure that it is working because if not, it would be quite bad. Yeah, no, it's working. Okay, cool. But yeah, as I was saying, I think Rodolfo's probably going to win this fucking fight. But just know this is a light heavyweight fight. Light heavyweight things can happen. Rodolfo makes poor decision making on the ground from what I've seen, like when they grapple, and but also just Paul Craig as well. For some reason, he's very technical, but he just makes weird decision making, and he tries shit out that he probably shouldn't do, and he puts himself in positions to be punched a lot on the ground, which I mean comes with the territory of like grappling like that. But he's like ability to get people onto the mat is not that great. He pulls guards, like he's a guard puller, you know what I mean? I would say Rodolfo probably by KO. I think Paul Craig's probably going to get cut by the UFC, like more than likely. But I could also, like if I'm betting money, I'd chuck a little sneaky bet on Paul Craig by sub, maybe like second round. But yeah, probably Rodolfo by like early KO. Like, let's be honest. Now this fight, I smell. Okay, Alonzo Manifield versus Omar Sy. I smell an Alonzo Manifield W here. Okay. I just holy fuck, this guy has long arms. Jeez Louise. Now, I remember I looked at his record. Isn't he, like, new to the UFC? Yeah. So, coming to the UFC, he has a sub. Then he beat Darwin Jung by unanimous decision. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe, did I watch this fight? No, I did. Yeah, I definitely did watch this fight because I watched this whole card. And I'm pretty sure I watched this whole. I've watched every main event in the last like fucking 7 years. Like I've literally never missed a fucking main event. Like main card, sorry. But I don't know if I watched the prelims on that because I'm assuming he fought on the Tuco. Actually, yeah, I remember. I think I remember this. I don't know, dude. Something just tells me 83-inch reach is fucking crazy, by the way. Like, that's insane. I don't know, something just tells me Alonso's going to get him down. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Like, just something fucking tells me he's going to um, get him down and, like, just make it's going to be like a grinder and he's just going to win by decision. That's my really the basis of my breakdown. It's just I have this feeling about how this matchup works out. I think he's going to out-muscle him. Like, I mean, look at the fucking... Like, he's fucking built like a brick shithouse. Obviously, this guy's jacked as well. Let's be, like, real. But, I don't know. I just think he's going to get under his hips and fucking be able to take him down. That's just what I think. Could be wrong, but, yeah, I don't know. Just something tells me this is going to be a decision win for Manafield. This is an interesting fight as well. Abdul Malik versus Cody Brundage. How long is this guy's reach? Jesus fucking Christ, middleweight. Holy, like, because I can look in the photo, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's reach is insane. Obviously it's in meters. So he's 6'2", I think that is. This guy's 6 foot. This is 6'2", 6'3", is it not? Because I think that's the same height as what I am. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, 80-inch reach is insane. Now, I don't have an 80-inch reach. I probably have a fucking 60-inch reach with my little T-Rex arms. But, he's on 3 straight KOs. Could see a KO here. And Brundage is susceptible to it. Yeah, dude, you know what, I'm going to fucking put my dick on the table and say KO. Yeah, the age, he's sort of coming into it. I mean, if you look at Cody Brundage, like, I don't think he's going to get cut probably after this fight. Like, he did just KO Julian Marquez, but Marquez just fucking sucks. Sick fucking nickname. Funny ass nickname. I rate the nickname. But yeah, like, he's been KO'd fucking 4 straight times, bro. I mean, the guy's been KO'd too, but like, I'm like the worst fighters ever. But yeah, it's kind of rough to look at, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, remember the Bo Nickel fight. He beat Zachary Reese. I remember this. This was a DQ. Because fucking, I think he, like, I don't even remember, some shit. Yeah, Malcolm, like, fucking hit him with his, I don't know, it was something weird. Anyway, but this is a bad loss, in my opinion. I don't rate fucking Olszewicz very good. Yeah, I'm going to take this young kid by KO. I'm going to take Abdul Malik probably by early. No, I'm going to say round 2 KO. Round 2 KO. They'll get through the first round, do a little bit of back and forth. Malik will probably edge the round out towards the end, use his long arms, and then second round, he'll find a home for probably, like, he'll find a home for that, like, right hand, probably more than likely, like, that sort of check hook or some shit. But yeah, yeah, round 2 KO. That's the prediction. Now moving on. Ooh, it's Cody Garbrandt. Let's go. Now he's not fighting no slouch, but they're both old. It's a good matchup. Or, I mean, old. I mean, 33. He's not old. 38's getting on a bit though for the division. 19-5 is a good little record. I think I had a look at this. Yeah, he's a veteran, obviously. That's a good little run here back in 2018, 2019. As win over Seed. Obviously, like, he's lost a lot of good guys. Yeah, that's right, he beat Peyton Talbot. That's fucking right. That is right. He lost to Kyler Phillips, Umar. I don't know, I just think we're sort of due for a Cody Garbrandt win. Obviously, like, we've seen some wins, like 2023, 23. Um, I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna get a win here. I think probably like decision. To be honest, if you like, I think if I mean MMA math doesn't work. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but Figueroa, like it was a good little fight there for a bit. You know what I mean? Like it was a good little fight, and I think he looked good against Figueroa. He just got caught. Like, and Figue's a world champion, and so is Cody, obviously. But like, I think that like they're both better than him, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna see Cody Garbrandt probably by decision, nice little decision victory. It'll probably mostly be a striking battle, in my opinion. I think Cody's just like obviously he's chinny these days. He's lost that sort of edge in his game and like his toughness and everything like that, but he still has fantastic takedown timing. Like if you watch the way he gets takedowns, it's fucking beautiful. Um, and also just the speed at which he like punches is fucking like he just has that twitchy fucking like it's very impressive to watch when he gets going in fights. Like just his twitchiness, just like quickness, the way he fucking like just gets to the punch. It's fucking kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Um, so yeah, got Cody Garbrandt by decision. Moving on to Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Petrosky. When I was doing my research, I thought, oh, I see an Edmund win here. After further thought, this little thing piqued my interest. I didn't think about this for some reason, like missed my mind. And also this little thing here. Obviously there's this here, and it's also just look at Shabazian's body, man. Okay, you know, like he's in shape, right? But fuck, he's a bird-chested cunt, isn't he? Like his fucking chest implodes on itself. Like it's just, you know what I mean? Like, like I'm no fucking looker, but it's just a weird looking fucking individual. Like, I mean, he has a normal face, but just like the way his body, like, it just is. I don't know, and he's still young too, like 27. It just feels like he's been in the UFC for so fucking long. Um, I think Petrosky's just gonna like do what like the way you eat Shabazian is just put him on his fucking back and just pin him there. Like, I don't know. I just have a feeling that's what's gonna happen. Now Petrosky can be KO'd, and like he's no fucking like he's not really good either himself. It's sort of like a middle of the pack middleweight mid off. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I think Petrosky's just gonna like pin him against the cage, pin him on the mat, just dominate sort of the grappling positions, and like I think you'll see some early success on the feet, maybe from Edmund, and then second round. I think first round will be a little bit back and forth. Edmund will win the first round. Second round, Petrosky will take him down. Third round, will take him down, and there'll be like multiple takedowns. And after the first takedown, Andre will realise, oh fuck, it's actually pretty easy to take this guy down, and he will continue to do so. So yeah, Andre Petrosky by decision. Moving on to Rose Namajunas versus Thug Rose versus Miranda Maverick. This is a layup, in my opinion, for Rose. Obviously, younger opponent. Rose might be getting on a bit in age, but I still think she just like is just going to be better here. Now, if Miranda can take her down and stop her getting going on her feet, that'll change the way I look at this fucking fight. She did just beat Jamie Lynn Hawthorne. I think Jamie's pretty solid. See, these are the things I look at though. Every time she's fought these, like Gillian Robertson is a great win, by the way. Every time she's fought, obviously split decision's pretty impressive. Outstruck her, that's very interesting. But just loses to these like top contenders. You know what I mean? And it just sort of makes me think. Like, obviously, she's progressed from that point. She's on a 4-fight streak now. Andrea Lee's a good fight, good win, but like, you know, I don't know. I think this is a layup for Rose. And if you look at Rose's record, I mean, the way to beat Rose is to like grapple her. You know what I mean? And not let her like strike with you, because like that's how you will lose, in my opinion. If you're Rose, is if you're getting grappled, and but yeah, I don't know. I still can't believe Carla Esparza beat fucking Rose. That was like one of the worst fights of all time. Like, look at this. Look at these numbers here. Close fight with Frot. Frot's good. She beat Tracy Cortez. That wasn't surprising to me, personally. I don't think Tracy's good, but yeah. She did just lose to Erin Blanchfield. I forgot about this. But yeah, I think this is a layup for her. I think she'll beat Miranda Maverick, and it'll be like won't be close at all. It'll be a decision, but I think it'll be close. In my opinion. So yeah, Rose to win, dominant fashion. Personally, now I'm very excited for this fight. Very excited. Kamaru Usman versus Jacqueline Buckley. Now, here's what I have to say. Buckley, very well coached. Like, as if you've watched his previous last, like, he's sort of run at welterweight. I don't know who's coaching him and whatnot, but he's well coached. Like, he should have never been fighting at middleweight, in my opinion. He fights regularly too, is what I like to see out of these guys. But like last year, he had 4 fights and like won 3 by KO. Like, that's very good. But ever since like this run, like he's just on a very good run right now. Oh, sorry. I'm feeling this the night, or like, honestly, probably fucking 10 hours before the fights fucking start. It's a terrible time. Nobody's gonna watch the video anyway. No one cares. This is essentially like a fucking Dear Diary fucking shit, isn't it? But Andre Fajalio, good win. Alex Moreno, good win. Vicente Luque was a very good win. This fight this is where I saw that he was well coached, because he lost the first round. Right? If I'm misremembering, if the 2 people that watch this want to fucking fact check me, but if I remember correctly, he lost the first round, and in my opinion anyway, and then he used takedowns and realized he could take him down, and then just sort of dominated the fight from there. He's well coached. Like, he takes in what like he needs. Like, he will listen to his corner when they tell him he needs to do something. Because I remember like the listening in the corner, like they said that you need to fucking take him down. And like he's fucking improved a lot. Like, he now has a grappling. Like, he uses grappling, and what he does is he gets you, like, if he shoots a takedown on you, like he has a blast double or like a single leg. If he takes you down against the cage or like in the open, it's usually a lot like an explosive takedown. But what he does is, once he gets you down, he just keeps you in fucking half guard and just sort of like pins you there. And he's just trying to like, he's essentially just trying to fucking hit you. Like, he gets in positions where he's able to ground and pound you. Like, if he gets you side control, he'll just sit half guard. And like, that's what you're supposed to do. If you get someone half guard in MMA, you just sit half guard and just beat the fuck out of him. Like, you just fucking use like this strategy to ground and pound. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize. Like, there's a lot of grip battles going on, because you can just like grab people's hands and stop them from ground and pounding you. Especially with the gloves, you can do like lots of shady shit with it. But yeah, well coached, and he's on a hell of a run. But I don't know, man. Usman's no fucking, I mean, I know he's getting older, like 38, he's fucking old now, and Buckley's in his prime, but just something inside me tells me Usman's winning this fight, bro. And I think I could see Usman getting a KO here. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but, like, I don't think Buckley's going to be able to out-grapple him. So it's like that, you throw that out the window, right? Um, Usman has probably the best jab in MMA, like, in my opinion. If you watch his jab, it's fucking, like, so beautiful to watch, and his striking is very thing. Now, I would assume Buckley has a game plan for every fighter too, because if you watch the Wonderboy fight, he knocks Wonderboy out the same way he was previously knocked out. You get him up again. They probably told him, if you get him backed up against the fence, throw a fucking overhand right. Like, I guarantee you, when they were game planning for him, they said, if you get him fucking backed up against the cage, throw an overhand right, because that's how Showtime caught him, right? That's how Showtime caught him. Anthony Pettis caught him. And he did the same thing when he backed him up against the cage. Um, so, like, he listens to his coaches. It's a good trait to have, and I like that he's like that. But, like, I don't see him knocking out Usman. I know Usman's getting on in age, but it's like, he's still a fucking world-class fighter. And it's like, if I was to look at any of these older guys, to, like, he's obviously, he says he wants to get the title back. I don't think he's going to. He said he was going to retire a while ago too, and then he hasn't. I think he's a little bit too much in love with fighting still. He doesn't want to let it go quite yet. But I don't think he's going to be championing it. But I don't know. I don't think this is the matchup that he loses personally. I think he looks a lot bigger physically than Buckley, like the same reach, but I don't think Buckley's going to be able to take him down. There is a strategy to beat Usman, and the strategy to beat Usman is don't let Usman like like take control of the fight. Like, he don't fight to his pace, and obviously, if I'm fucking running a game plan to beat Usman, I'm fucking kicking the legs. We know he has fucked up knees. Like, he has really bad fucking knees. I'd be kicking him to the legs, and don't fucking, I don't see him not doing that, because he does have a low kick. His jab's not all that great, and I think Usman can sort of keep him off though with the jab. They're both going to be able to touch each other at range because of the reach. And I just don't think he's gonna, like, I think Usman's gonna fucking beat him here. He's just gonna outsmart him, and he's just gonna beat him. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Usman put Buckley on his back, and Buckley's not, like, really good off his back or anything. Like, he has good takedown defense, but I think if Usman's smart here, if I was to write a game plan to beat Buckley, use the jab, close the distance, clinch with him, get him up against the cage, try and take him down, ground and pound, just control him on the mat, and when it's on the feet, just use your jab at range, body shots, and then just try and check calf kicks, and just make sure he doesn't, just close the distance so he can't kick you in the legs, because that's what I would assume Buckley's, like, part of Buckley's game plan would be, and to not fight at Usman's pace. But Usman still has great cardio too, that's the thing. So, yeah, I don't know. Just the way I'm feeling, I think Usman will beat Buckley. I would say by decision, but I don't know. Something tells me maybe like a late KO, like a round 3, round 4 KO. Like, do not be surprised at a round 3, round 4 KO. Personally, for Usman, Usman hits like a fucking truck. Like, you know what I mean? If he catches you flush, we've seen it before. He can KO you. Yeah, that's all my predictions for UFC Fight Night, Usman versus Buckley. I'm actually very keen on this fight night. Very good fight night. And what other shit do we have going on? That's right, Hill versus Roundtree next week. And then this dreaded fucking, I swear to God, if I have to watch a very good fucking flatline, I'm going to fucking kill myself. We have a lot of good shit going on here, though. Usman Buckley, Hill Roundtree, Topuria Oliveira, obviously. Lewis Texter. I'm pretty sure there's a card, though. Obviously, Holloway versus Poirier, Whitaker Dorada. This is a good little home stretch here. Galite versus Hernandez is an interesting main event, to say the least, but who knows. Obviously, Duplessis, Chimaev. Yeah, we've got a big going on towards the end of the year here. second half of the year. A lot of good shit going on, but yeah, that's all my predictions. And I'll see you guys later.